Hey, this is Scene Detail. I'm Chris. This is also Chris, and this is MMA for you. We're going to be doing our post-fight analysis for UFC on FX6. What did you think of the overall card, man?
You know, overall, I thought it was good. You know, I've definitely seen better, but the fights that were good were definitely very, very high up there. So from that standpoint, you know, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, man. Lots of knockouts, though, man. Pearson, Lombard, Mendes, Holloway, and Donovan all got knockouts, man. That was crazy. You know,
that's what I like to see.
That's what I like to see, man. Okay, yeah, let's just get started. Ross, the real deal. Oh, as far as picks go, actually, I did miss this one, and the Joey Beltran ego for crack, but I got all the other ones correct.
I got this one right.
Yeah. So Ross, the real deal. Pearson beat George Sotiropoulos by TKO in the 41 seconds in the third round. You know, man, Sotiropoulos got wobbled pretty early, man. What do you think of the fight, man?
I thought Ross Pearson's striking was awesome, just tremendous. His stand up is very. I don't know. It was impressive.
Technically sound.
Very technically sound, definitely.
Yeah, he showed some good counter punching here. Good defense. Sotiropoulos, man, he gets beaten by strikes a lot. Rafael Dos Anjos knocked him out. Dennis Seaver kept knocking him down. You know, Pearson finished him. And it's such because it was in Sotiropoulos in Australia, you know.
Oh, in his home country?
In his home country, man.
That's gotta suck.
That's gotta suck. The thing is, there was some hope at the end of the first round where Sotiropoulos got his back. Stylistically, it just wasn't a good matchup for him. Sotiropoulos doesn't have the wrestling. Pearson has too good of takedown defense and a much better boxing. I don't know what happens to Sotiropoulos after this. I think he's on a 3-fight losing streak now.
You know, for those of you out there who don't know, this was the finale, right?
Yeah, this is
for
the
Ultimate Fighter.
Tough smashes.
Or the two captains, right? This is the.
Yeah, but it's tough smashes.
Oh, okay.
It's the Australia versus UK Ultimate Fighter. And you know, good one for Pearson. He looks good at 155. You know, he got knocked out by Cub Swanson at 145. He just looks like much better at 155. It's definitely the weight class that he should stay at. As far as fights that he, you know, for next, he's back on the win track. Geez, I'm trying to.
He looked good. He was in control the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sotiropoulos was just eating shots to the face, and
yeah, exactly.
And Pearson just looked in control the whole time. I mean, with the exception of maybe one or two punches, pretty much Pearson was controlling the stand up the entire time. It was impressive.
Exactly. I guess Pearson should fight more of the mid tier of the lightweight division and build up a couple more wins. This was a good win for him, especially with a stoppage. Okay, next fight after that for the tough smashes welterweight final. Robert Whitaker beat Brad Scott by unanimous decision. What do you think of this fight, man?
I thought it was a good fight. It was it was decent. Scott showed that he had a good chin, but ultimately he wasn't able to win the victory. So I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, good stuff. Whitaker, I was a bit worried that he seemed like he was fading a little bit. But one thing he always does are these blitzes. They're straight line blitzes, kind of like Machida or Vitor, where he'll throw, a bunch of power shots while kind of running forward. I know Brad Scott got Whitaker's back in the second round. It was a generally back and forth fight. Brad Scott was finding a home for his jab on Whitaker. Whitaker definitely got more of the power strikes, dropped him in the first round. And was just the overall better fighter. As far as where these guys go, though, more lower to mid tier of the division. They are in the welterweight division. I don't know if Yeah, I don't know if Whitaker can move down to lightweight, but if it's possible, maybe he should. Like he seemed like he's a bit pudgy.
Pudgy.
Yeah, he did like muscular or like super fit at the weight class. And I could be wrong. It's just my perception of him though. But it's still a really good win for him. Okay, next fight after that, Norman Clark beat Colin Freak Show Fletcher by unanimous decision. I was switching back and forth with this fight and the Volkov versus Hale fight in Bellator. But from what I caught was Norman Clark definitely in the first and second round getting those takedowns and getting that top control over Fletcher. Not impressed. The thing with Fletcher's stand-up defense, it's not that good. And he's definitely got to work on it, especially with him being such a tall fighter. Any additional thoughts in this fight, or?
No, I mean that more or less covers. Clark did get a lot of takedowns, and his top control over Fletcher was pretty impressive. So, yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. As far as the prospect ness, I guess, of these fighters, it's really hard to say. Norman Clark, I don't know if he'll get too far. Whitaker definitely has some potential. He's only in his early 20s. I want to even go so far as like 21, maybe 23, I forgot. But yeah, it's tough to say how far these guys will go. They're both also in very stacked divisions. Lightweight and welterweight are full of quality fighters. Okay, next fight after that, man. You know this one, right?
Yeah, this was an awesome fight, right?
Yeah, Hector Lombard beat Husamar Palhares, as they say it.
Toquino?
But Toquino by TKO in the first round. I thought it was more of a KO, but yeah. Give me your thoughts, man.
Dude, this was probably my favorite fight of the night. Most exciting, definitely. Hector Lombard, he's got that quick swinging right hook, and it's just, is deadly. And he made sure that he wasn't gonna go to the ground with Toquino, and that's a smart move, and he executed excellently.
What do you think about Lombard calling out Michael the Count Bisping, who has a fight against Vitor Belfort in January?
I hate Michael Bisping, so I hope Hector Lombard just knocks him out. That would make my day. That would be pretty exciting.
Yeah, Lombard rebounded from his loss to Tim Bosch. This guy that we saw against Palhares was not the same guy who fought Tim Bosch. Hector Lombard was pushing forward, really putting the pressure on Palhares, and just, definitely had the much better hands than Palhares. The one time I went to the ground, it was because Hector Lombard dropped him, and nothing came of it. Palhares, he did have some successful leg kicks, but otherwise, they didn't do anything for Lombard. He kind of walked through them, kept stalking forward, and ultimately finished the fight with a TKO. As far as Lombard, who should fight next, I do like him getting the winner of Vitor versus Bisping. If not, the winner of Okami versus Belcher. If not that, Brian Stan if he beats Vanderlei. The winner of Stan versus Vanderlei Silva. Good. There's a lot of good, entertaining fights for Lombard. As far as Palhares though, he can't break the top 10. I mean, this guy.
Really? He's not a top 10 fighter?
He cannot beat top 10 guys. He lost to Alan Belcher. He lost to Nate Marquardt, and he lost.
Do they usually knock him out? Is that?
Yes. Actually,
they don't go to the ground with him, obviously, right?
Actually, Marquardt and Belcher beat him by ground and pound.
Oh, really?
And Dan Henderson Dan Henderson beat him as well, and now Hector Lombard. It goes to show that he can beat more of the mid to lower tier of the division, but he just cannot beat top 10 guys.
He needs to work on that striking. That's a huge weakness in his game.
Exactly. Physically, when you watch this fight, it was just fun to watch just because they're both tree stumps or fire hydrants, whatever you want to call them. You know, with huge thighs. And they're just ripped. These guys are short, stocky dudes. It's fun just, you know, the spectacle of watching these two fight alone was very interesting. Get on to the prelims. Chad Mendes beat late replacement Yatsin Meza. Any thoughts? I mean,
I actually pulled up the odds on this fight, prior to watching it, and it was like 16-1, and Chad Mendes is favoring. So, I was expecting a quick knockout, and he delivered. So, hats off to Chad.
Yeah, exactly, man. Overhand right, finished with ground and pound, made him stiff, man. The other thing is with Mendes, he knocked out Cody McKenzie in his last fight. So, but of course he's knocking out lower tier fighters of the division. But, you can see his general athleticism, his striking has greatly improved, and he always has that strong wrestling to fall back into. He moves well for a side, for a wrestler. He moves well, too. So, it's good for going for Mendes. There are guys on the top of the division that he should fight. I know Cub Swanson's fighting Dennis Seaver, the winner of that fight, even though Mendes beat Swanson. Eric Koch is fighting someone, Ricardo Lamas, maybe the winner of that. Dustin Poirier versus Brookins, I think Poirier's going to win, but Poirier Mendes is good. Mendes Korean Zombie, or you can go with the original fight. Akron Diaz versus Chad Mendes would be a good fight as well. With Meza, he should just fight the lower tier of the division. He took the fight on short notice. It was kind of expected of him to lose. And that's what happened, really.
And when he went stiff, it was pretty funny to watch. Actually, I thought that was kind of entertaining, but. That's just me.
Okay, next right after that, Joey, the Mexicutioner Beltran, beat Igor the Duke Prokrayak by unanimous decision. I got this one wrong, man.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I picked Prokrayak, but he is a 3-1 favorite.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
big upset, huh?
Yeah, big upset here. Yeah, what do you think of this fight? Any thoughts?
I didn't know Joey Beltran was such a dirty boxer. That guy just swings for the fences, and I don't know. I don't really like those kind of fighters, but it looked like it was pretty effective today.
Yeah.
But I was kind of hoping Igor would take this one.
Yeah, one thing with Joey Beltran is, quite honestly, his technique isn't very good, but his overall durability, his forward pressure and aggressiveness and good chin, he really makes up for it. And actually, dirty boxing is considering that he does a lot of arm punches, I think it's a very good method for him to fight. When he trades blows with guys like a James Cerrone, Stephen Miocic, Ford Johnson, whoever else he lost to, the guys he's usually fighting are generally more technically sound than him, and so, it's a good strategy for him, kind of bully his opponents, use his forward, his aggression and forward, moment, he's always pushing forward, bully guys against the cage, and just dirty box. It works. It's perfect.
It's filthy.
Yeah. It's perfect for his style. I think he's just a good gatekeeper type for the division, He looks good at 205. He should fight the Anthony Parashas, maybe Cyril Diabate. Him versus Chad Griggs would be fine. But for Kryax, this is like 2 losses in a row now. Before that, he got submitted by Vinny Magalesh. If he's still in the UFC, just more lower tier of the division. Okay, next fight after that, Mike Pierce grinding out a decision against Seth Baczynski.
Did you get this one right?
Yeah, sure did. And it
Nice.
went just like I thought it would. Mike Pierce grinding out Seth Baczynski. I mean, pretty much what he does, and that's what he did to Brzezinski. Brzezinski had his moments, especially with those knees, but otherwise, Mike Pierce just broke his win streak. Pierce is just a tough out for anyone, even against, he lost against Koscheck and Hendricks and Fitch, but he didn't look, he fights in a way that's just really ugly, and he doesn't make his opponent look good even in victory. Just the way he fights. Honestly. And you know what? That's not. I say that, but it's not a bad thing. There's a lot of fighters.
He gets the W, right? So
he gets the W, and it's kind of hell on his. Like, his opponent always has to work if he wants to. If the opponent wants to win. With Pierce, just fight more guys, like more Brzezinskis. If you want to get him back up there, you can give him like Jake Ellenberger, or someone like that. It's really tough to say who else, because I think he should fight more near the top of the division. Okay, next fight after that, and this got knockout of the night actually, as Ben Holloway knocked out Manuel Rodriguez by the front kick.
Oh yeah, that front kick, that was wicked.
Yeah.
And it caught him right on the side of the chin.
It was almost like a push kick almost. It wasn't necessarily like an Anderson front kick, because he was kind of pushing with it. What do you think of that, man?
It looked awesome. I mean, watching it in slow-mo, it was like he was falling into it, and like it just caught him on the side of the face, and it just looked like he ate it.
Yeah.
Foot. It was disgusting, but it was pretty awesome.
What's interesting is that Rodriguez was winning the fight, with his superior ground skills against Holloway, and then once it went back to standing up, Holloway just he kind of kneeled into this front kick, and then some ground and pound, and that was just a KO. It was awesome to watch. As far as he should fight next, it's lower to mid-tier of that division. Okay, next right after that, Mike Wilkinson beat Brendan Loughnane by unanimous decision. It's not much to say here. Wilkinson is kind of a low pit bull. He really pushes forward a lot, throws a really heavy looping overhand right. Loughnane was always game, but he just couldn't get the win here. Any thoughts, or just
not too many? I mean, I think. Yeah. It was a unanimous decision, and Mike Wilkinson was able to pull out the win. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, exactly. Both these guys, if they're signed to UFC, lower to mid tier of their division. I can't really name guys, but I don't want to keep naming the same guys. That's just who they should probably fight. And finally, the fight of the night. Even though I would actually thought that Whitaker versus Scott would have got fight of the night, but this got fight of the night. Cody Donovan beat Nick Penner by TKO in the first round. Story of the fight. I didn't like that Donovan the way he rushes forward in a straight line was really bad. It got him countered and dropped multiple times in this round. He trains at Grudge. His ground skills are good, but his stand-up needs a lot of work. Any additional thoughts here, or?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. It was a good turnaround, and I'm glad Donovan was able to take him out.
Yeah, Penner knocked him down twice, but then Donovan got like a looping left and to the jaw. Penner managed to just low ground and pound, and he got the KO. Penner 2 losses in a row. I think he lost to Anthony Parash before this. Don't know if he's gonna stay in the UFC or not. Maybe he can fight Igor Pekryax or something. But yeah, Donovan, just more lower to mid tier guys. Your Diabodies. Maybe if you give him Beltran, you can do that. Give him Anthony Parash, and just guys like that. Okay, that's pretty much it for our post-fight analysis for UFC on FX6. If you have any comments, just leave them below. Got any final thoughts, Chris?
Not too many. Tomorrow we got the Ultimate Fighter
finale, yeah.
Finale, and that card looks pretty exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. I know you guys had already made your picks on that, and so
no.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Oh, you did UFC 155. That's I'm looking forward to that too. So there's looks like there's a lot of good MMA this month, and with the holiday season around the corner, it's always nice to have something to look forward to.
Cool. Yeah. So that's it for MMA for you. Thank you guys very much.